What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today we have an exciting unboxing to dig into, and I am pretty excited to dig into this guy because this knife is very affordable, and it looks like it has some good characteristics, and we are going to find out. We got some popper stuff that my son will definitely like to pop, and we have our knife here. Let's take a little zoomy zoom, and what we got, guys, is an F and Grow. Now, this was sent into the channel by F and Grow for me to take a look at and all that sort of thing, and I'm stoked to check this thing out because it's got a very good price tag, but it's also got some nice qualities to it. So it's coming in under 30 bucks, guys. You're getting micarta, a crossbar lock, you're getting the dual thumb studs, and then this bad boy is coming in D2 steel. The Bear Fly in D2. This thing looks like an awesome little EDC knife. And I said that to them. The only question mark I had really was the pocket clip here. But, you know, if it's functional and it works, you know, it's hard to complain about something like that. Looks like it has a nice edge on it. Nice little drop point blade. Little swedge going to the tip there. You got some jimping up here on the spine. Seems to actually lock you in pretty good. Sometimes that jimping can be questionable. Lockup is solid too. There's a slight, and I mean a slight, tiny bit, I can get it to wiggle side to side, but that's fairly common amongst crossbar locks for them to have a little bit of play. That's just kind of how crossbar locks are. You have some nice internal milling done in there for weight relief. You have steel liners. You have flow-through construction, but you do have two standoffs there for a little bit of extra rigidity. The micarta is nice. It's grippy. It's smooth, but it's got that grippiness to it. This is a nice little sized EDC, I think. It's not real big. Let's check this bad boy out. I want to see. And then we're going to get into some other functional aspects. So we're looking at 3 inches of cutting edge, and we're looking at 3 1/4 to here. And then we're coming in at like 7 3/8 inches overall. So a nice mid-sized EDC. It's not small, but it's not large either. It definitely fits in the hand good. I can get a nice full grip on this guy with a tiny bit of room left over, just enough to get spread out on this thing. You have a nice stone-washed, tumbled finish on this guy. The pocket clip will be reversible as well, so they include our lefty brothers out there, which I really appreciate. There's companies that miss on this sort of thing all the time. You have a crossbar lock, dual thumb studs, a very versatile knife, and then, you know, where lefties and righties can use it all the same, and then they miss out on giving us a lefty carry pocket clip or, you know, milling out for lefties. So that is a nice little touch there, and I'd be willing to bet that we could find an aftermarket clip that fits this 2-hole pattern here. I'd be willing to bet we could. The crossbar lock is nice. It feels nice and strong. You know, I don't, for under 30 bucks, I'm not going to say a whole lot about it. You know, I could do without the EF there on the front because it would just look so much cleaner without it. You know, it just looks so much better without it. That's my opinion. I don't mind the D2 there on the back. And the EF is simple. It's clean. It's not, you know, it's not overly done. So it's not, and like I said, for under $30, you're going to be getting this as, you know, a workhorse. You're going to be using a knife like this that you pick up. Let's go ahead and check some of the functional things about this knife. First up, we're going to see what kind of edge came on this. I don't have a ton of experience with F&Grow, but the couple of knives that I've had in from them have been very well done. You know, no complaints from me, especially at the price point that they are sending these knives out. Typically, they lock up solid. They come with a good edge. You know, they use a lot of micarta, and they do some different liner locks, frame locks, crossbar locks. Came with a pretty good fine edge there. And like I said in the video with the off-grid knife that we just did, the Viper V2, which is an outstanding knife, guys. I mean, it's very, very good. But anyway, I said in that video, I want to start doing more showing of what the knife is capable of, what it's not capable of. How does it really cut on camera? How does it carry on camera? Is the lock strength good? You know, I want to start getting all of that stuff. And because some people will watch the unboxing and then they'll go pick the knife up. So, you know, I want to kind of show some of this stuff on the unboxing. We will definitely get into more of it in overviews and reviews. And I can tell you right now, this thing is cutting this cardboard very, very well. Very well. Yeah. It's got a nice pokey tip on there. That gets right into this stuff. No problem. And believe it or not, you know, you might be saying it's just cardboard. Believe it or not, I've had a lot more expensive knives than this struggle with just basic cardboard, you know, coming out of factory. So coming from factory, right out of the box, having a good edge on the knife. A lot of people are not master sharpeners. They don't want to be, some people. Some people love it, and that's fine. But irregardless of all of that, the knife should be coming sharp out of the box. It should have a nice fine edge. It should be able to cut very well coming out of factory. These days, there's no excuse whether it's $20 or $30 or $300. That knife better be coming out of the box nice and sharp. There's no excuse. That is what the tool is for. It should be able to cut. That's what it is. So if it can't do that out of the box, we are severely missing on the whole point of the knife. So for $30, this guy seems to be hanging pretty strong. We got a couple other things to check. And I want to keep the medium the same always. I'm never just going to take this knife and hit it off the spine whacker once, and then a different knife hit it off my table or off something soft. I want the backer to be at least somewhat dense. So we use this piece of pine to really give us that full effect, that full test, just to let us know if that lock is slipping. And this is what I will be using, you know, for the foreseeable future until somebody makes me one. And believe it or not, we did have a crossbar lock fail. We did have a crossbar lock fail on us the other day. If you saw that video, we had the Hogue RSK slip. This does not seem to be slipping at all. So that tells you that good solid lockup is present. That shows you that the geometry in there with that crossbar lock is present. And there's always the idea as well, guys, that the lock could need some breaking in, and that is very, very true. If the knife can come out of the box and hold strong without any break-in whatsoever, that's pretty damn solid, because there are knives that, they just require a little bit of open and close, moving that lock back and forth. Now, crossbar locks may be a little different in that quote-unquote break-in period, but nonetheless, it's still possible that it could need a little bit of break-in. A frame lock, a liner lock could definitely need some breaking in. So we are just merely this is just for informational purposes, so people know, I get this knife out of this box. How is the edge coming? How is the knife looking? How is the lock holding up? It's just for you guys. It's also for my own personal interest, just because I want to know all of these things, and I want to present them to you guys, so that way you can make the best decision, because not everyone wants to buy 1,000 knives. Some people just want to buy a knife here and there. Some people's budget is $25 and they want to get the best for their $25. And I typically will not push people to buy anything. Whether I have an affiliate with that company or somehow, some way, am associated with that company, I will never typically push a knife or tell you to go buy a knife. Now, there are times where I'm hyped on a knife. The very latest one is the Off-Grid. I'm hyped on that knife because it's really good, and I would have no qualms about saying to go pick one up if you need a good EDC and work knife that's around $100. That sort of thing. When I get hyped on a knife, I might say, this is a great pickup. There's probably been a few times where I've said, you need to get one of these, but that's not, usually I have no association with that company, like the CJRB Frac. I would say go get one of those if you like button locks, but that don't benefit me in any way. It's just something I really appreciate and something I am thoroughly liking. So that, just to get that out of the way, I have minimal to no affiliations with anyone. I do have companies sending in knives for me to take a look at, but very few of them am I affiliated with. They are just merely sending me stuff to check out. So just to clear that up a little bit, and let's see, now we know this is a lower mounted clip, and I think, that is done on purpose. Could they have easily done a deep carry rollover clip? Yeah, easily they could have, but they chose to make this lower mounted, which is going to be, a lot easier in and out of pocket, although some people do not like, that lower mounted clip. The one thing that it does do and serve is a functionable purpose. It's so that you can get this knife in your pocket easily, or in your pouch or whatever, and then you have no issue getting it back out. The retention seems good on there. One more time. Slides in nice and easily, and then pulls out nice and easily. That's what she said. And also, I don't feel that clip. I don't feel the spine. This is actually a very comfortable knife, and it's a pretty damn good looking one too. Stonewash tumbled finish, micarta, crossbar lock, D2, and other than a coated PVD or DLC, this tumbled stone wash is going to be one of the best finishes that you can get for D2. You know, if you live in high humidity areas, you're probably still going to experience some issues if you don't maintain these properly. But under the right maintenance, you know, keeping it oiled up, you shouldn't have any issues with this D2 blade. And if you do, it's 25 bucks, not the end of the world. This is definitely going to be getting a full overview and review here to come. So stay tuned for that. I think, you know, upon first impressions, this is definitely a nice little knife to think about picking up if you're in this price range. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this guy, or let me know what you're carrying today. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button before you head out. And if you're new to the G-Ball Vision channel, hit that subscribe button down below the video, or click the G-Ball Vision logo about to pop up in the center of your screen. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.